The last book I gave my 92-year-old mother-in-law, about 10 days, 2 weeks before she died, was Oliver Sacks' book, The Mind's Eye. You all know Oliver Sacks. So he wrote a book I adored called Musicophilia, and I got my mother-in-law to read it. So she's going out to California with me to this event we have for our foundation. And after she died, I went into her bedroom, and she was 75% through The Mind's Eye. She was still learning at 92. And we know we can form new neural networks at least into our late 60s and early 70s. Who knows, maybe we can do it into our 90s. But she was also our family's authority on popular culture. I don't know what we're going to do now. That we don't have anybody to watch Dancing with the Stars.
So I have a couple of questions that sort of build on that, but remember, you've got an interesting crew here. You mentioned Walmart and VA. You've got most of the people who are in charge of the learning for most of the employees in major corporations and organizations in the United States and beyond. And two things. One is I want to tell you that we're going to look at how we as a group can continue what you've done in terms of a commitment. And I know what your global initiative has done, and looking at what we can do as part of the learning field to really make a commitment to provide the kind of training and support for employment and employability. And we are just honored to support your efforts in that area.
Well, I think what you're doing, and like what you did with Walmart, is what I try to do with this Clinton Global Initiative is essentially to create global networks of people committed to solving problems, so that people don't just meet and talk, they actually say they're going to do something. Because I think if we can learn how to do things faster, cheaper, better, and then learn how to disseminate it, how to get people to adopt the best practices, we really don't have any challenges that are beyond our reach. And Walmart has proven to be pretty effective, even though they're having to cut back a little on their health care now because it's not self-financed. The way they cut their greenhouse gas emissions by just saying, okay, we're going to reduce packaging in the supply chain by 5%. That's say $3 billion, and reduce greenhouse gases is enough to have the equivalent of taking 211,000 diesel-burning trucks off the road. And so that's the kind of thing we need to do that you can help. It was an educational enterprise. Most people would say, oh, that was an energy enterprise. It was an education enterprise. They had to know what to do before they could do it.
A couple of questions, somewhat personal. One is, as a former president, what's your style as a learner? Like, what's a day in the life of President Clinton as a learner? Is it reading? Is it the web? Do you have a tablet, a Kindle? What's it like?
Well, I use the Kindle primarily for books, although I confess I still buy too many books, partly because I'm trying to keep every independent bookstore I find alive. And partly because just because I like them, and I may be too old to change, although I do like reading I like the Kindle, I like the iPad. You know, one is better than another depending on the circumstances you're in. I like the games on the iPad too.
It's not good on the beach, I found.
Yeah, that's right. It's not as good on the beach. That's right. I start every day by reading my home. We have a local newspaper in our county, and I read that and the New York Times. And then I read the tabloids to see what the world's thinking, the Daily News and the Post. And then I read clips from the Wall Street Journal, the Los Angeles Times, and I have a wide number of blog sites that I have screened every day for clips. So I probably read for an hour a day in the morning to try to just learn things and then organize the stuff. I save a few things and go on. And then I try to read magazine articles and books. I try to read a lot of books.